good morning to you. I hope that you will come along to understand all we've got planned for you in the Peaceful Inner Warriors group that you are invited to unite with. I wonder how you're doing today. I wonder how your week is off. To what kind of foot you would say. So often I hear about how the typical Monday is, well, what does that even mean? I don't have a typical day. I know I'm blessed and I'm grateful too, and I also say to you, you are too. You are blessed beyond measure. I hope you will choose to understand just how blessed you are, my man or woman, depending on which you relate to instead of assuming anything, and then also knowing that if you actually look at the census, you will see, apparently, that gender is a huge piece of that, which is part of the transhumanism movement. But that's a side effect. So hey guys, awesome to be with you this morning. I truly do have a few announcements to make. We've got album 22 dropping on July 22nd. So that's 22 songs by, I believe it's 27 artists. We need to do the final count tomorrow. We're having 2 meetings in preparation for next week with the launch. We're going to have 2 summits on that day as well. Both tomorrow and on Thursday, the 22nd, we're having a meeting at 3:30 Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. So you'd be welcome to join. If you have questions, if you want to listen to the album in advance, it's album22.com you can go to, and number 22, so it's 22. So album22.com would be how you could actually plug in to be able to hear the songs, and then you can start tuning into the interviews. I just scheduled the interview with Luna Keller this morning for Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so very much looking forward to that one. I've got a few other people, including Billy Boy, the Jamaican Cowboy. I'm going to be scheduling that interview with him. There's also Summer Watson. We're rescheduling our interview, so lots going on, and I'm going to be interviewing every single artist that is a participant in this project, which is super exciting. So I am so thrilled to be bringing this opportunity to you, of the opportunity to listen to conscious music from creators that very much want to make sure that our music is actually impacting you at a level of resonance that lifts you instead of depresses you, because that energetic spectrum is huge. And we're going to be going into that more once the 3-part video series drops that Josh Furman is working on for me right now. So thank you, Josh. He's had a lot going on, and I'm sorry to hear of your uncle's loss when you listen to this, Josh. If you do, and if you don't, I send love to all who are hurting because of the loss of a loved one at this time. So holding all who are being impacted by any kind of loss in my heart in this moment, and sending love to that situation. So whoever you are that just tuned in, that needed to hear that message of support and love, it may be a physical loss or it may be an energetic loss, but we have to understand that the ego perceives both to be the same level of threat to its image of itself. So I send love and wishes for compassion and grace to you to be able to give yourself the space to unfold organically instead of trying to force it and make it go faster than what it's meant to. I wanted to also announce that on Thursday, in addition to the interview I'm doing with Luna Keller at 11 a.m., I'm going to also actually be running another of the Empowering Leaders of Self Mastermind group. But this week we've got a huge treat. Amandha Vollmer is actually going to be joining us, and so she's going to be one of the ones in the view having a conscious conversation. And so as much as she is a guest and an expert from what she has been doing, because action is truly what leads to mastery and theory only takes you so far, Amanda's going to be one of the participants. So we all have an opportunity to add our voice to the game and to make introductions simply by showing up and continuing to show up. And that's what's really required. So that's Thursday at 5:55 Eastern Standard Time. You can get access to that event on meetup.com under Peaceful Inner Warriors United, which is a group that I started a while back and would love for you to be part of. And then also on Thursday, July 15th, so a big day for me, and you too, if you're going to tune into any of these, and I am tempted to share the Human Aura live. So that's what's going to be happening at 8 p.m. on Thursday, July 15th. At 8 p.m., we're going to actually spend an hour together going over the first 2 chapters of The Human Aura by Kuthumi. So I did not bring that book out to show you right now, but that is a phenomenal book. It's only 21 pages for the first 2 chapters, I believe. And so it takes about 20 minutes. I've already read them out loud in a previous book reading experience I was doing earlier in the year. So I've edited those down so that it's just the words, no mistakes, and, well, some, but I did my best to cover them up to the best of my ability and make it as seamless an experience for your viewing as possible. And so would love for you to join in on Thursday at 8 o'clock for the Human Aura book study. And I don't promise to have all the answers by any means, but what I do promise is to be willing to hold the space and capture the question. Because if we get the question, then we can get to the answer. And so I am really interested to go over the material in this book because it's one of the 4 pillars of the teachings of the Ascended Masters. And I'm actually involved with an initiative that has made that available very easily and readily through a website that I'm going to actually show on the book study so that we can actually track along with the words should we choose to, or if you want to exercise through it, like I probably would love to do, then by all means you can do that too. Hey Tristan, awesome to see you here this morning and to know that you're tuning in. I hope that you're going to plug in. That is going to be food for your soul, and I'm so excited to be able to offer that meal to you. And then the last thing that I wanted to announce is the fact that I've got some pretty amazing connections and interviews coming from them coming up. Like, I can't even believe how much light is reflecting off of me right now. Like, truly. What is that about? Luminescence. What does that mean? What is luminescence? Right? Luminescence is embodying more light. And that's what happens when we cast more of our shadow out. And don't get me wrong, I still have enough shadow to overcast an area at times. Bigger when I'm feeling insecure, right? And this is where we have to stop feeling embarrassed or humiliated about being insecure, because we're simply not feeling safe in that moment. We're not making ourselves feel safe. We're not feeling safe in that situation, so we don't feel safe, which then brings up the shadow of veiling over the light of who and whose we truly are. And if we forget how to make calls, and if we forget the connection that we have with the I am that I am, the picture of God that each of us brought, down from the causal body through the Christ consciousness of the middleman in between, the cross of which we are the Maltese cross at the foundation. This is in Saint Germain on Alchemy, which is it's book 2 and 3 of the 4 pillars of the teachings of the Ascended Masters. So we're going to go into that book after we finish the Human Aura, but the Human Aura part 1 is the first starting point. And then for book 4 of the 4 pillars, then we go actually back to the same book, but we go into book 2, which is by DJ Cool. And that one is also about the aura, but that's the advanced studies. So all of this is absolutely going to help you be able to embody more light and notice how the energy shifts, right? It's just like, pay attention to the signs, symbols, and omens. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, I read that last year. I had the privilege of finding it on a bookshelf when I met a phenomenal artist locally who agreed to allow me to borrow it. And then I held it captive for about 6 months while I worked my way through it. And then every time I went back to the book, it reflected where I was in my life, and that is oftentimes, well, that's always how magic works. Magic is always only in the moment, and it's not magic with a C, it's magic with the CK at the end, because we have to really merge the creative energies with the Kundalini experience of marrying the Divine Mother and Father within us. Father, Mother, Holy Spirit, and Son. We are the one that is embodied here to be the cross between the divine, the maternal, the mother, the earth, and then you turned that around. What is that? Earth. Well, I don't know if it actually makes sense that way, but what I was meaning to get to is earth and heart are the same letters. In Scrabble, you can play them the same. It's just which one's going to give you more points. And the thing is that when we are able to actually get over that comparative either or option and choosing that way, then we can actually understand and is far more powerful and inclusive. It's just like if we actually start understanding our power to choose, if we understand our power generally, whoa. Things change so much. And I posted earlier, if you haven't seen it already, my posts are getting censored, so it's awesome to be with you, shadow banned, but we're going to just keep going as best as what we can, and if you get the message, then you were definitely meant to, and I'm grateful to be here with you. But I shared a post that Matt Kahn had sent out to his email list earlier today, and it's all about healing the child within. Ooh, you've got a little fly. That's so interesting because his wing was veiling over the lens, literally, which is very symbolically significant, which is why I always say follow the signs, symbols, and omens. It's very significant for the fact that in that email that I actually copied and pasted right before this on Facebook, so you're welcome to check that out. It's talking about how if we are able to be loving to ourselves and compassionate, self-love is really the key on the path to self-mastery, because we're all here to become ascended masters. You know, like Jesus Christ was an awesome man, and he said, this too you can do and more, right? Well, if we actually break that down, then we understand that what he is saying, if he is saying that I am the light, I am the way, it's like, what if we actually look at the chart of the divine presence, which I will pull up through the Shambhala Temple of Light website so you can actually see it. But if you actually understand that the chart of the divine self, it's actually showing that we have 3 different elements to ourselves. So that's Shambhala, the city. You can go to shambhalatempleoflight.com and get some information, but this right here is what I wanted to show you. So basically this is us at the bottom here, enveloped in the violet flame, which transmutes karma personally and collectively. And why it's inside of this tube is because this is our tube of light, which Neo in the Matrix, when he actually puts his hand up and stops bullets, this is what this is said to actually be able to do and be for us. And then this right here is the silver cord, the crystal cord that connects to the I am that I am presence that is within the causal body, with the 7 rays and the 5 secret rays. All of these are actually connected down to what you would see if we could actually zoom in more, to be the threefold flame of the heart, which is where power, love, and wisdom burn. And so then above that you have the Christ consciousness, which is why the halo is golden, because he's actually been able to bring in the energy of the causal body, which all of these are representations of the same, but in multiple different experiences, in expressions of us, in dimensions. And so if we actually understand, when Christ said that I am the way, it's like I am the way to the Father, because the way to the Father is up. And then it is through me, because I came before ye, to be able to help you filter the purity of the light. Because if we've been eating garbage, like look at the world that we live in, right? Like the world that we live in is literally so corrupted. We could not necessarily handle the purity of light that comes direct from source. So we need that middleman. And if we accept the fact that the middleman in between us and the divine was not just JC, but it was all of the ascended masters, all of the ones that actually learned the science of alchemy so that they could transmute enough karma and density to be able to make the ascension, which is a scientific process. Michael Seegers and I have done a lot of videos, and what we're going to be doing later this year is actually another experience of the sacred creation of the cloud ritual, which I've never actually participated in because it's like a 3.5 hour experience, but you can actually manifest anything physically. You can bring it into formation, and the cloud ritual is a way that you can actually manifest clouds. So you can alter the weather just the same as they are with the geoengineering and the, all the chemtrails and everything else that they're dropping down on us and putting into our food, and the injections, don't even get me started on those. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow. When we actually look at things from that perspective, when we look at the fact that we came here to be the ones that we've been waiting for, when we understand that we actually can do what he did and so much more. I only say he because he is the famous one. The fly comes as a sign of abundance, actually. The fly symbolically represents abundance, but it also represents other things too. And if you pay attention to the sign symbols and omens and the animal messengers that show up on your path, it can really, really, really serve you. So I feel like that is a wrap for this morning's message, and so I appreciate your tuning in. You got some teaching on the chart of the divine self, as well as updates. Really looking forward to Album 22's launch next week officially, and to doing the interviews with artists involved in the lead up to it. Thursday, 5:55 Eastern Standard Time, Amandha Vollmer is joining the Empowering Leaders of Self Mastermind group to go over how to stand, how to have the confidence to actually use the tools that are available to us, and to understand what tools are available to us so that we can take a stand and be the ones that advocate for ourselves and the ones that don't have a voice or the ability to use it, or the level of empowerment to do so, because EM is God. Power is inside of us, and ment is the mental attitude we need in order to be able to actually use that which we have been given. And then 8 p.m. on Thursday, July 15th as well, we're going to be starting The Human Aura by Kuthumi. So first 2 chapters will be at 8 p.m. and we're going to have a conversation. Bring your questions. If you want to check out that chapter in advance, I can share the link in the meetup group where you can sign up, and that way you will be able to read the chapter in advance. It will be reading it together on the call. I read it out earlier in the year, and I'm going to have the audio for that playing while we then go through and actually can read the words on a site that has made the text available, which is exciting too. So that's the human aura, and understanding your energy fields, understanding energy generally is going to really help you understand the fact that we're really living in the literal world, but we also have an energetic, mythic, and symbolic world to pay attention to as well. So I look forward to diving in deeper with you. It's about to get pretty intense. I've started something I'm not going to talk about, but it's what I've been trying to do for so long, and now finally have the understanding fully, because it's like I'm starting to understand the bigger picture as to how things are fitting together. Not claiming to have figured it out by any means, but things are coming clearer. And so as that happens, then what I can offer you in terms of information is expanded. And what I also want to say is that, as I oftentimes share, I've learned over the years while working on the book that rewrote me before the world got to see the version that eventually you will, because I deem it good enough, which is the universal story that we're all suffering from until we decide to say, yeah, I am, is the fact that I forgot what I was going to say. And so there's the part of me that wants to say, does it matter? And that then leads me into what I'll say instead, which is that you matter, that you are important, that you are significant, that there will never be another you. No one can do you like you can. Oprah Winfrey is taken. Laura J. is taken. Everybody is taken, including you, who is taken by you. So you must do what is required to love you, so that you can show up fully in the present now moment to be the blessing, as the individuated expression of the grand overall designer that is experiencing itself through you. You, that is who you are. Remember, you're so powerful. It is Marianne Williamson's poem, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure, for it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us." When we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, talented, gorgeous, and fabulous, we must then ask ourselves, who am I not to be? Your playing small does not serve this world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. You are a child of God. You were born to manifest the glory of God that is within you. It is not just in some of us, it is in all of us. And when we stand fully in this present moment, understanding who we are and why we're afraid of our own empowerment, which has never been safe and may not even still be, and yet we must still continue to strive toward it. For that is what mastery entails and involves and requires. So I hope that this message has meant a great deal to you. I would love to know what it means, so please leave a comment and let me know. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go, and I hope that you have a phenomenal day. 8:31 a.m. for an amazing week ahead. Woohoo! Thank you. Toodaloo. Laura J. Namaste, namago.